Docket 4120 ER 103, the application of the City of New Lisbon for authority to adjust electric rates. This is Mike Newmark, the Administrative Law Judge for the PSC. And in attendance here, we have a hearing conducted on Zoom. And in attendance, we have the utilities consultants and commission staff. We've made the connection available to members of the public, but there are none in attendance. So here today, we're taking comments from the utility commission staff and members of the public, as well as introducing and receiving the exhibits in the case, the documents that were filed by the utility and commission staff. And we'll just need to verify those under oath and then accept them as exhibits. Also, we're receiving public comments. I believe there are no public comments filed yet, but we are able to receive them live today at the hearing and also in writing. The comments in writing are due Thursday, December 1st. And those comments can be filed or can be made by either filing online or mailing to us. And that information is on our notice of hearing. Otherwise, we're good to go. We're going to create the record in the case. Like I mentioned, the documents we identify and receive as exhibits and the comments we receive. The record will be packaged and provided to the decision maker in this case, which is the Division Administrator for the Division of Energy Regulation and Analysis, who is Christy Nieto. So the administrator will review the record and make a decision, and then a written order will be issued reflecting that decision. It'll be emailed to the utility and posted on the commission's website. So that's the basic process. But for now, what we'll do is look at those documents and see if we can verify them. So I'm just going to switch the screen over to the document list. And this is based from an email I received from Andrew Eder, the commission staff person on the case, case coordinator. So we have, looks like 21 documents altogether from the utility. First one being the notice to customers, which is already verified by affidavit. So I'll accept that into the record without any further verification. So the remaining documents we need to verify, basically it's the application documents and the data request responses. So among the people appearing for the utility, who's best qualified to verify those documents under oath?
I can verify those under oath.
All right, great. So let me swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. Could you just state your name for the record, please?
Monica Hauser.
All right. And you're a consultant for the utility?
Yes, from Hawkins Ash CPAs.
Okay, great. And can you see the list of documents on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. So those documents, the application and supporting info, revised schedules, data request responses, are you familiar with those?
Yes.
And are they complete and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, they are.
Okay, great. Do you have any comments you'd like to add?
Nope.
No? All right. So we do have one other representative from the utility, and I'm just curious if you had any comments you'd like to add for the record.
No, I think everything is fine.
Okay, great. So I did want to mention, I know that looked like staff had, I think it was their revenue requirement exhibit. They mentioned that if the utility didn't respond to that document, that it was going to assume that the utility agreed to the revenue requirement. I just wondered if one of you from the utility could verify whether you're in agreement with staff's proposal or have any, issues with what staff's proposing.
No, I think it's fine.
Okay. And that's, so let me just, hang on, Stephanie. All right. It looks like our attorney, Stephanie Benford, for the commission had a question.
It's not so much a question, Your Honor, but we've discovered that that revenue requirement exhibit is actually missing a couple of pages. It's missing the summary of adjustment. And so we were wondering if we could refile that exhibit with the additional pages as PSC-revenue requirement-R2.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably a useful item. Did the utility get a copy of the second revision yet?
We haven't filed that yet, but the summary of adjustment is identical to the summary adjustment in the original revenue requirement. It was just inadvertently omitted from the revised exhibit.
From the revised. Okay, so the original had that version. So
That's right.
So the difference between the revised and the original was what then? Do you know?
In terms of the summary of adjustment,
No, that didn't change, right?
correct. That's
Okay.
correct.
All right, but there is a difference between the original revenue requirement and the revised.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. Okay, so I guess from what I'm hearing, it looks like the utility had all the information that'll end up in the second revision of the revenue requirement. It had that information before it.
Yes, just not all in the same document.
The same place. Okay. All right. Well, okay. So I guess let me ask the utility then if it has any other additional comment to make, whether it agrees or not with staff's proposal. No. Okay, that's fine. So hopefully this will all pan out. We get the second revised document into the record.
Great. We will file that exhibit.
Okay. All right. So let's move on to commission staff then. And we have 4 documents listed here, the cost service study and rate design, the letter that includes copies of PSC EATR 1 and 2, and then the standalone exhibits EATR 1 and 2, and then revenue requirement revised. So I guess we'll start with the revenue requirement. So will that be Eric Griffin to verify that? Okay, just want to unmute. There you go. All right, let me swear you in. So do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right. And you're familiar with the revenue requirement exhibit?
Yes.
And so I understand that staff will be filing revenue requirement R2, a second revision. Is that right?
Yes.
And that'll include the complete version of the revenue requirement exhibit, including the revisions made from the original and the summary of changes included in that second revision. Is that right?
That's correct. The summary of adjustments. Yes.
Summary of adjustments. Yeah, thanks. Okay, great. So so based on that statement, is the revenue requirement exhibit that we expect to be filed, the second revision, complete and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And do you have any comments?
No.
All right. Okay, so let's move on to cost service study and rate design. Let me swear you in. So Andrew Eiter, do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And just pronounce your last name for me, please, so I don't get it wrong.
Later.
Again, Eiter. Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. So, so we do have, looks like 3 documents, and we have one that is the, looks like the 2 exhibits, as well as the cover letter, and then as well as the 2 exhibits standalone. And I guess I'm not sure if we need both versions of those in the record. Does staff have a preference as to which one wants to?
Yeah, so the exhibits listed are identical to the ones that are attached to the cost of service study and rate design letter. And they were uploaded to IRF separately, so I included both. But I don't know if staff has a preference or would just want to know what your preference is for how these are presented or uploaded.
Okay, that sounds good. So yeah, I guess since you did upload the separate exhibits, why don't we put those in the record? I guess in the future, we can talk about this offline too, but I believe the water team for water rate cases just files that original filing if nothing changes. I'm not sure if I don't think they create separate exhibits after they file the first version of that. So if you just want to be consistent with them just to make things simple, that's fine with me. I would check in with them and just so we could be on the same page with that process. And either way is fine with me, but if both teams want to confer and just come up with a standard, that would work best.
Great.
So, all right. So let's take the ITER documents, the 1 and 2 standalone exhibits. So you're intimately familiar with those now that we've certainly discussed those. So are your exhibits complete and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
All right. Did you have any other comments?
No.
All right. So we have all the documents verified and comments, opportunity for comments provided. Let me check our participant list. We have no members of the public connecting at this time. So I think we have all we need for the record. The record will remain open until the end of December 1st to receive any public comments. But except for that, we have a complete record and we'll forward that to the division administrator for a decision. Anything else we need to discuss before we conclude today? All right. Well, great. Thanks very much, everybody. We're adjourned and take care.